Kitkatscanread. Hey guys, it's Katie. Welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be filming my November and December wrap up because in November I only read one book and December I read and finished 3. So I thought I would combine them together because it just made more sense to do that for the video. So the one and only book that I finished in the month of November was What Moves the Dead, and this is by T. Kingfisher. I read it as an ebook format for the book club, Nutmeg, but I only unfortunately read about 26 pages of this before deciding to DNF this book. Nutmeg! I'm trying to film! You noisy bum! I need a tissue. My nose is all running. So the genre of this book is a horror, and it's kind of like a gothic horror. It's an adult book and it was published, from what I got on Goodreads, from the year 2022. So I got this from Scribd as an ebook, so I'm kind of glad I didn't get around to purchasing the book. Shush! So going from what I scored on Core Pile, I gave characters a 0. I just didn't like the characters. Atmosphere, I scored it a 1. The atmosphere for me just wasn't great, wasn't grabbing me. The writing for me, just didn't like it. It was the main reason why I couldn't get into the book, so I've scored that a 0 as well. Kind of harsh with it, but it's just how I felt. With the plot, for me, I wasn't enjoying how the plot was going, so I scored it a 1. And intrigue level, I gave it a 1. I kind of started to be intrigued, which is why I got the 1, and then it for me just went really downhill. I was just lost. The author just went on lots of tangents with the story, and I was just like, why are we going down this path? This is literally making no sense to me, and I just got lost, and that's just personally what happened with me. And yeah, for enjoyment I also gave it 1 as well, because for that very slight bit at the beginning where I thought this is quite intriguing to start with, I gave it a 1. And yeah, then unfortunately it just went downhill and I just did not start enjoying it. So yeah, because it was DNF, it doesn't really get a rating, but I do tend to kind of like rate my DNFs just a standard 1 out of 5, so at least they get an A star, if that makes sense. Like some people literally just don't rate, but I feel like, you know, at least deserves that 1 star for starting off to be quite intriguing. So yeah, I just attempted to read this book, and yeah, in the whole month that I tried to read it, it was 2 attempts and I just couldn't both times. So I was just like, you know, maybe I'm just not in the particular mood for it, maybe just the writing isn't for me. But yeah, just unfortunately the book wasn't for me. I will leave a link to the live show where we discussed the book in fuller detail. I'll link that down below in the description if you'd like to check that live show out. It was unfortunate, quite unfortunate for me. So yeah, 1 out of 5 Kit Kats. Moving on to December now, and we go on to a high book, because the next book that I read and completed was Heartstopper Volume number 5, which is the latest installment in this series. So it's the next continuation. This was meant to be the last volume. However, Alice Oseman, the author, has decided to extend it even further to properly give Charlie and Nick, the 2 main characters, a proper send-off for the series. So this, if you guys don't know, is a contemporary. It's LGBTQ plus as well. It's YA. It's literally about Charlie and Nick, and yeah, they are boyfriends, and yeah, this one is a continuation. It goes on about like a lot like with their studies, and and also like taking their relationship to the next level. So this is kind of like touching more into like where do they go, you know, if they're going to their, you know, next studies like college, university, that sort of thing, and where does it take them and their relationship. There's also like other LGBT characters that are in this as well, and it's sort of like it spans on that, which is great. Really like that. And yeah, I just thought this was really good. It like tackles quite a lot of tough topics, and topics that, you know, also need to be spoken about, and that's what I really like about these books as well, that it's not just like the beautiful relationship of Charlie and Nick, that it also is like about like their friendships with like their close group or their family members. And yeah, all in all, it's just really enjoyable. It's really good. I thought it was executed really well, and I gave this a 5 out of 5 Kit Kats, a definite contender for one of my favourite books of the year. Next of all, I read an ebook manga that I had for review from NetGalley. This is called How to Treat a Lady Knight Right, volume number 1. This is by Kengo Matsumoto, and it's about 195 pages. It's a fantasy and it's a young adult. First book in the series, and for this one on Core Pile I gave 9 for characters. I really liked the characters in this. For atmosphere I gave it a 7. The writing I really liked as well. I gave an 8 out of 10. For plot I gave it a 7, as well as intrigue. And for logic and enjoyment I also gave it an 8. So overall it came out as a 4 out of 5 Kit Kats, which is really good. And I feel like when I finish books as well, I feel the star rating, so to see it come out on Core Pile as well, like reflect upon my heart feeling, is really great too. So I mean, I have to think like, will I continue this series? And I probably would, just to see what's going to happen next. It's really cute. This guy is just like completely infatuated by this female knight, and she doesn't understand why, because she's just like, you know what, I'm kind of like, you know, I'm muscly, I don't think I'm attractive. And he's just like how would you not see it? And she starts to like develop this friendship with this guy, and she starts to sort of like, you know, experience all of those things and gain the confidence of that side of it and the beauty and everything. And I really kind of like that, and I like the message that gives across. And there's a lot of like really funny moments in it as well, and that's what I kind of like too, that, you know, just seeing her as a character and when she meets like other female characters, and yeah, just how the main guy character acts around her and everything. Yeah, it was actually just quite enjoyable. So yeah, a 4 out of 5. Definitely recommend it for people to give a try if they really enjoy fantasy mangas. And yeah, I would continue on with this series and just to see where it goes. The final book that I read of the year, as well as the month of December, is another graphic novel that I got for review from NetGalley. This one is called He's Expecting. It's volume number 1, and this is by Eri Sakai. So this is about 196 pages, and it's a contemporary adult book. And this one just seemed really interesting, because it just has like this plot twist that like, what if we were in a world where males can also be pregnant and have kids too? So I thought that was really different. It definitely is kind of like strange as well to kind of like accept that and try to imagine it like in the world. So the main guy character is pregnant, and like they're dealing with like accepting their pregnancy and the baby and having it, and just, you know, like discovering who the partner is, because at first they're like kind of like unsure, and sort of like all of the things and the, you know, sort of like the stereotypes, and, you know, that people, you know, may frown upon a man being pregnant, and they want to start this kind of like place as part of their company where they're going to promote the males having the pregnancies and the babies, so that like the fathers and the sons or daughters can go there and feel more relaxed and more themselves, like they are accepted. And that's really nice, a really nice story. There's kind of like small stories as well of like other characters that like intertwine with this, but it's mainly focused around this main guy character. But yeah, it's a definite strange concept, but at the same time kind of unique as well. And yeah, so for this one on Corpile, I gave an 8 out of 10 for characters. For the atmosphere, I gave it a 7. The writing and the plot, I gave a 9. I really enjoyed the idea of it all, and it was just written really well. And for intrigue, I gave it an 8. Logic, I gave it a 7, and enjoyment, I gave it an 8. And overall, Corpile rounded that up to a 4 out of 5 stars, which again, my gut and heart feeling at the end of finishing it was that it was a 4 out of 5, and to see this again come out on Corpile reflecting on that, it felt right. And I think that is honestly like, you know, my scores kind of like reflecting on that. And yeah, as to would I continue on with this series, I'm definitely intrigued to see what's going to happen next, but I'm not like in a rush to continue on with it. So it will be something that I will eventually do, maybe like if it isn't too expensive, and you know, maybe if I just want like a little palette cleanser of a read, or you know, maybe if it comes up on NetGalley as a review for volume number 2. So we'll see where that goes, definitely. But yeah, I think if you like your quirky kind of like adult books that have storylines that are like this where they're different, then yeah, definitely give it a go if you really enjoy your mangas to be like that. Some Japanese mangas are a little bit crazy, but yeah, it was definitely an enjoyable experience, and I'm glad that I read it. It's definitely intriguing, and yeah, thank you to NetGalley for letting me give it a review. So that, my friends, is the end of this joint wrap up for November and December. My reading for 2023, obviously it could have been better, but a lot of things happened. And yeah, November wasn't a great month at all. I was fairly busy actually, and I also had Yalk happen in November as well. And I didn't do a TBR for November, I think. Honestly, I was feeling a massive burnout. And also, I don't think I was very well. I want to say maybe I wasn't feeling well, but I'm not entirely sure. Like, I can't remember a hot thing back. I know at some point I was having really awful stomach issues. Towards the end of 2023, so I can't remember if that was like September, October or November where I had a couple of those issues. So I know that kind of impacted, but also I was, if I remember, incredibly tired a lot of the time and fatigued. But I do have a lot of like ongoing health conditions going on at the minute that are like under investigation, so I mean that could be why. I just know that I do lack a lot of energy these days, but it is the time of the year, who knows, it could be that. But hopefully the energy comes back soon, because I do miss having all that fun energy. But yeah, that's it for this wrap up. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and let me know how you guys did in December of last month with your reading, and also let me know what you guys are planning on reading for this month, January. I've got my TBR up for January already, my TBR game, and already I am working my way through that TBR, which is great. I've nearly finished one, I think, as this moment, and I am like a quarter way through physically reading another one. So yeah, that's how January is going so far, but I've yet to finish and complete one. I've had one DNF so far, so I'll talk about that more in my January wrap up. But yeah, hopefully my reads for the rest of January are going to be a lot better. That's it for me. I don't have anything else to let you guys know about or chat to about from this wrap up, so I'm gonna wrap it up quite literally. So if you've enjoyed it, please do give it a thumbs up. All of my social media links as always are linked down below in the description if you'd like to follow me elsewhere: Twitter, Instagram, Goodreads, gaming channel, book clubs, you name it, it's literally down below. And yeah, that's it for me. Keep smiling, keep reading, and be happy. My name is Katie, and I'll see all of you wonderful, awesome people in my next video. Bye!